Our guest today is former Westlife star Shane Filan, who's here to tell us about his road from ruin to recovery. It all started with fabulous holidays, and then he had nothing. Shane Filan will be here talking about... He's talking about the bankruptcy that nearly ruined him, but he made it through, and he's here to talk to us very soon. Still to come, we'll be talking to Shane Filan. Yeah, he's had a tough time, Shane, and he's talking to us about his road from bankruptcy, ruin to recovery, really, but more money than most of us could ever dream about as the lead singer of Westlife. But that dream became a nightmare when he lost everything and was declared bankrupt. He's back from the brink, though. It is Shane Filan. What an amazing welcome, and
Colleen, that's lovely.
Thank you.
I love looking at myself.
It's the best I've ever looked on this.
Yeah, it is.
What an amazing welcome. That must make you feel good.
It does. It felt like a boxer coming in there. Some familiar faces in the audience.
Was there a time when you just wanted to shut the door and hide in a dark cupboard?
I did hide in a few dark cupboards, yeah. Yeah, there was obviously was some difficult kind of years there, not even times, you know, it was more like a few years. But, you know, I think the more I talked about it, then doing the book obviously helped me to kind of process it, you know, and kind of feel better about it, you know, because it's not the end of the world, and you kind of realise that, I think, when you get past it.
Yeah.
When you realise, like, you know, the worst thing in life you think could happen happens, and then you're still all right, you know, you're still alive.
We were saying that this morning, saying, you know, we've often between us all, we've interviewed people that have been declared bankrupt, and the strongest thing that came from all of them, they said, is that once that actually happened, it was like a huge cloud had lifted, because it's the build-up to becoming bankrupt that often people don't know it's even happening to you.
I think it's even more the kind of the secret is the worst part, when you're kind of trying to, you know, keep it at bay for so long, and then if somebody finds out, imagine if this, you know...
Because you didn't tell anybody, did you?
I didn't tell anybody. I told my wife. I told my wife, obviously, my mum and dad obviously knew, but I didn't even tell some of my family, didn't tell the band, didn't tell Louis, didn't tell anybody.
I couldn't believe that you didn't tell Louis. When I read the book, I couldn't believe that you could do that farewell tour, that you could go out on stage and you were carrying all this and not telling anyone except your wife. Yeah,
even at the start of the tour, you know, Louis didn't even know right up until the week I was declared bankrupt, which is difficult, you know, because you're on stage, you're happy when you're on stage, you're kind of singing to thousands of people, and all they're doing is screaming and singing back your song. So it's an amazing feeling, you know, when you're on stage. But you do have that thing in the back of your mind going, you know, if only they knew.
But then the newspaper broke the story, didn't they?
They did, yeah.
It broke in a newspaper,
Sunday.
and then you didn't tell anyone. It was out there.
It was out there, yeah. So yeah, that was a horrible day, a horrible week, because it was kind of put out there, everything about my life, everything about every penny, the value of my wedding ring. It was pretty detailed, you know, because they go into obviously full detail. But you know what? Then I kind of said, right, it's out now. You know, and I'm still here, I'm still alive, and you kind of think of little things like that, like silly things, you know, but you realise it's not the end of the world, and you still go out that night performing to the fans. And
the reason you lost all this money was that you invested in property, you bought land. Was this? Were you looking to say, you know, Westlife is not going to happen forever, carry on forever? I need to think of my future. Or, as there might be some people think, was this just a greed thing? You think, you know what, we could make a few quid here. Was it a mistake? Did you not know what you were doing, or?
Well, you know, of course you think you know what you're doing, and at the time it was purely for investments. You know, I started kind of when I had Nicole, my first baby, and you know, we were 6 years into the band. Brian had left the band. I was thinking, look, this could be over in a year or two. If another person leaves, it's definitely over. You know, I thought I need to invest. I had some money. Obviously, I'd made some money. Westlife were very lucky, and I invested in property in Ireland, in my hometown. And
they always say that's the best investment, don't they?
Yeah,
that's
well, at the time it was. At the time,
property.
it was an amazing thing to do. You know, it was kind of, I was staying away from stocks and shares, you know, because I didn't know anything about it. Didn't know anything about property either, obviously, but you know, you think you're doing the right thing and invest in your money, and that's what I did, and it was going good for a year or two, and then literally it just fell apart. And we had a lot of green fields, very expensive green fields that were left with no planning permission. We had planning permission, but it just took ages to get planning permission. So you can't build anything, then you can't sell anything, then you can't make the profit. The investment doesn't work. So I was stuck with a lot of,
Well, you and a lot of other people at that time. It was a big crash, wasn't it?
And that's what you realise. You know, Ireland obviously suffered badly for loads of different people. You know, people that bought their first home, or you know, they had the £300,000 mortgage. It was only worth half it. You know, so it's the same kind of pressure, whether it's 5,000 student loan or whether it's 10 million or whatever it is. It's the same pressure, same anxiety, the same fear that you have, and certain people, you hear certain stories of people not talking about it, and it's dangerous because it tears families apart, you know.
Of course. So what would you say got you through this awful time in your life?
To be honest, my wife was amazing, you know, talking about it, and she kept me positive, you know. At one stage I actually didn't put this in the book, but the conversation when I told her, like, it was really, really bad.
It's you and your lovely family,
Yeah. And I said to them, we were in the house or whatever in Sligo, and I said, look, it's really bad. Like, we don't have any money left. And she was like, right, okay, and what does that mean? And goes, well, we could lose this house. And her reaction was, we live in a cardboard box. That was her comment. So when I was like, that's unbelievable. How did you come out with that? You know, and that's
she did. I think she said, didn't she, reading the book, that she said, we're fine, the kids are fine, you can still sing, we can build again,
and that's
we can start again.
We can start again, you know, it's not the end of the world. We had our marriage and our health, and our kids are all fine, and, you know, but like Louis said, if you lose your voice, then you're in trouble. You know, and that's what he said to me. He goes, well, you haven't lost your voice. You know,
well, you haven't lost your voice, and now you've gone solo, you've brought out an album. Are you touring with this
I am touring now, I've been touring all year, actually. Just got back from Asia and China, but I'm about to do 33 more shows now across the UK. The UK and Ireland.
I think they're all going to be there.
Yeah, I start next week, and start next Thursday in Portsmouth, and I finish... and there's definitely 3 there coming. 7 weeks touring, and then obviously Christmas then, off for Christmas.
And are you enjoying being...
I am. I'm enjoying singing, you know. I'm enjoying...
But is it weird being on the stage without the other?
It is a little bit, You get used to it, though. You know, it's kind of like, this is my life. I got to get used to it. I got to get up there and sing. And I love to sing, and I'm getting a chance to do it, and it's going well so far, so you just keep going.
What about the other boys, Mark and Cian and Nicky? Did you see them?
I saw Nicky the other day, actually. I did his radio show in Dublin. He's a big radio show on 2FM, and he interviewed me about my life, which was pretty funny. I saw Mark like a month ago in the cinema, and I saw Cian when I was doing The Voice that time.
But you're not close friends with them?
No, we don't see each other as much, and we're not as close.
Maybe because you spent so much time.
Probably because we were so sick of each other, I know. But we did, though. We spent a lot of time together, but when I saw Nicky the other day, it was really refreshing. When I saw Cian, we had a good chat, and saw Mark coming out of the cinema in Fulham Broadway. I was like, Mark? He was like, Shane? It was really random, you know. But, you know, we keep in touch, like, kind of sporadically, but it's not...
But you're all doing your own thing now, aren't
you? We're all trying to get our lives on track. It's not easy coming out of a band as big as Westlife and try and create a career, but we're all doing it. We all seem to be happy, which is good.
And do you feel now you have got your life after this awful bankruptcy business, and have you got your life back on track? Do you dare to look into the future, or don't you just live day for day?
I kind of live day for day, Ruth, because I said this in the book as well. I'm afraid to dream too far ahead, or to kind of build myself up for anything. You know, I'm getting to sing, I'm doing concerts. People like my music, people like me singing, and that's the way I look at it.
Well, this lot love your singing. Andrea's got a question for you.
Hi, Shane. I was just wondering, would you prefer to do Strictly, or would you like to go and eat some bugs in the jungle?
I bet you've been asked to do them all.
I've been asked to do them all. To be honest, neither. I saw what Nicky had to go through when it came to the rehearsals and dancing, and I definitely wouldn't sleep one day out in the woods, not a hope. Or the jungle.
Just stick to the singing.
Cian was amazing. I leave that to Cian. That was amazing.
Well, listen, we're so glad you came to see us. We're so glad that you're getting your life back on track. As you said, you're out there. You've still got all these fans.
Thank you.
Stay silent, everybody.
Thank you. Yeah! Thank you.